Hi, it's Cassandra. We are here in the Exploration Q Hut. This is where the exploration team, where we look at the core that is brought up from underground, little rock pieces from drilled, kind of like when you hold water in a straw and you let it go. That's what these cores are from. So one of the tools we like to use here to help us understand the rock is the Portable XRF, or the PXRF. What it does is it emits X-rays and radiation to the rock, and it excites the elements. And based on how the elements jump back from the rays, that tells us how much of each element we have in the rock. And then by that, we can figure out what kind of rock we're looking at, or maybe estimate how much of the palladium we're going to see in our assay results down the line. So when we XRF, it's important to keep a 1 meter distance from other people, as this is radiation. You have to have your gloves and your glasses on. And what we do is we drag the XRF on around 1 meter of core, just slowly, so 15 seconds one way for the first beam, and then we go back 15 seconds for the other beam. And then once that's done, once we do this whole line of core, we get to plug it into the computer, and then we can get to see our results. The most important thing is not scraping the front of the machine onto the actual core itself. There's a very small little screen that rips really easily. And then also making sure you're doing it evenly and consistently down the core, and making sure you're getting the full meter, making sure that we're not going over any contacts. So if 1 meter core might have 2 different rock types, we need to make sure we're only XRFing one of the rock types rather than going across the whole core, so we get a representative sample of what we're trying to see. Also communication, making sure that those who are not trained on the XRF, because it is a federal training that you have to do, that they're out of the way and not in any harm's way. And also keeping it away from yourself. Obviously the technology is very important in this. And then the science aspect is we use this to analyze the data afterwards. So we can make our models based on what our findings are based on the rock type. So we have some people working on making better geological maps, helping using the XRF data, or just in our day-to-day logging the core. It helps us just determine what kind of rock we're looking at. This is newer to the department, I think in the last 5 years, so it's not super new, but the department just got it. It really didn't replace anything, it's just an added piece of equipment we can use to help further our logging process. So thanks for listening about the XRF. This is just another piece of tool we like to use here in the Exploration Q Hut to help us do our daily job. Thank you.